I'm joined here at ISNTD D3 by Laura Fregonese from the European Medicines Agency. We wanted to welcome you very warmly to the conference and the meeting today, and perhaps just ask you what you've been working on lately and how this might relate to tropical and rare diseases in general.
Yes, hi Marianne. It's a pleasure. It was a pleasure to be here today at the conference. I work in the Orphan Medicine section at the European Medicines Agency, and actually neglected tropical diseases are rare diseases in the European Union. So I was here today to actually discuss and present to the people at the conference how they can use a procedure that we have at the European Medicine Agency, which is called Orphan designation, which is specifically directed to rare diseases, in order to accelerate and promote the development and clinical, particularly the clinical development and the access to medicines for neglected tropical diseases.
In your opinion, how come the tropical disease colleagues and researchers, why have they not looked into this affiliation a little bit more closely?
I think because people obviously are focused on the fact that neglected tropical diseases are mostly a topic for non-European countries, but in fact, besides the fact that of course with globalization and travels, health workers or other people can actually be affected randomly by some neglected tropical diseases, or some of them can be associated to poverty, so they may happen also in populations, in people in Western countries. Some neglected tropical diseases are endemic of some European areas, so even though their prevalence in Europe stays low, actually it would be important that researchers look at this more. I think in general there is a lack of awareness to the fact that tools that exist and programs that exist in Europe in the regulatory system could be used for promoting medicines for neglected tropical diseases.
And so do you prioritize certain diseases which are appearing more frequently in particularly Southern Europe, or is it kind of an open door to discussing any disease?
It's an open door to discuss any disease, indeed, that have a prevalence of less than 5 in 10,000 in the European Union. This for what concerns the orphan designation. Then in general, besides the disease, we also at the European Medicines Agency have special fast-track programs for products that are particularly promising. So if somebody has a medicine that they think is a breakthrough or has some special merit to be fast-tracked as compared to other medicine, they can also come to us and try and apply for these fast-track programs.
Do you have any programs on your books for tropical diseases? What's the history been there?
Unfortunately, as we said, the number of companies that applied for neglected tropical diseases so far is very small. So we have only 4 designations for leishmaniasis and one quite recent designation for the treatment of dengue. So some of the designations are indeed quite old, so we would really welcome more companies and also academic centers to come forward and propose some of these new interesting treatments that are in the pipeline, which we heard in this conference. So to come to us and discuss this with us.
Fantastic. And what would be the procedure at that stage?
Now, they have to come in contact with the agency. There are a lot of information on our website that we can actually provide to the International Society of Neglected Tropical Diseases to be actually easy reachable by anybody who wants to have this. And there we offer a range of pre-submission meetings where we actually advise companies on whether the route they've chosen is the correct one. And most of these meetings are free of charge. So depending on what the company has in mind, in our case, for example, for orphan designation, they just need to contact the Orphan office. And from there, it's quite easy to be put on the right track for your application.
Fantastic. So we've heard loud and clear your message.
Yes.
Get in touch and start the discussions. And hopefully we look forward to seeing a lot more collaborations in this field. So thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure to meet you today.
Thanks to you, Ariane.